Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something absolutely foundational from the Heroesmart Academy curriculum. It's called the Architecture of Conviction. Specifically, we're looking at how this curriculum teaches eighth graders to craft a strong, godly argument. But honestly, this is a skill that translates to everyday life for all of us. Think of it like building a house that can weather literally any storm. If you don't have a solid foundation, well, the whole shebang just crumbles.
So here is our roadmap. We're going to cover the architecture of conviction, what is a claim, let your yes be yes, crafting a strong claim, mapping out your argument, and finally, education rooted in morality. All right, section 1, the architecture of conviction, or building a godly argument. Let's move right into it. When you look at this curriculum, they want you to think about writing an essay kind of like building a house, or maybe planning an epic road trip. I mean, you wouldn't just start driving without a map, right? Unless, of course, you enjoy getting hopelessly lost in the middle of nowhere with a flat tire and no cell service. Just like a traveler needs clear directions, the source material emphasizes that a writer absolutely needs a solid plan to keep their thoughts organized and the essay moving forward. Planning saves time, it organizes your thinking, and it makes sure you don't accidentally leave out your most critical details. When you plan your argument, you're creating a roadmap. It's a method that helps you communicate effectively, not just in school, but in the workplace and when you're making massive personal decisions later in life. Moving on to section 2, what is a claim? The main point or position.
So what exactly is this foundation we're building? The source material makes it crystal clear. A strong argument doesn't start with a topic. It starts with a claim. This is your specific, defining position. It acts as the compass that guides every single piece of evidence, every fact, and every reason you present. Without a claim, your argument is going to seem totally unfocused. And your readers, well, they're going to finish your essay wondering what your point actually was.
That brings us to section 3, let your yes be yes. This is the biblical why.
Now, you might be wondering, why does taking a clear position matter beyond just getting a good grade? The curriculum brilliantly illustrates this point using Matthew 5:37, which says, let your yes be yes and your no, no. Stepping up with a clear claim is fundamentally about living with conviction. In life, we constantly have to take a position. Whether you're defending a deeply held belief, proposing a solution at work, or just debating an idea with a friend, a clear claim leaves others with absolutely no doubt about exactly where you stand. According to the text, it's really all about honesty, clarity, and godly conviction.
Section 4. Crafting a strong claim. The mechanics. We know the what and the why, so let's dig into the how.
Check out the stark contrast between these two examples from the lesson. The weak claim is, lunch is important. I mean, that's way too vague. It doesn't tell us the writer's stance or what's actually going to be argued. But look at the strong claim. School cafeterias should serve healthier lunches to improve student health. Boom. It confidently tells us the exact stance, it's specific, it's clear, and it sets up a highly focused argument right out of the gate.
You can actually take it a step further with what the text calls a balanced claim. For example, allowing students to choose between healthy options encourages better eating habits. The crucial takeaway here is that your claim has to be specific enough to guide your writing and actually be debatable, but it still needs to be broad enough to allow for multiple supporting points. This specific claim is perfect because it leaves plenty of room to bring in evidence about how giving kids a choice specifically encourages those better habits.
All right, section 5, mapping out your argument, the blueprint. With our foundation poured, let's look at how to build out the rest of the roadmap.
The source breaks this down into 3 essential steps to guarantee a perfectly logical flow from your intro all the way down to your conclusion. Step 1, list your main reasons. Step 2, gather the exact evidence you're going to use to back them up. And step 3, and this one is often overlooked, but it's absolutely critical, carefully choose your presentation order. Solid planning guarantees your essay won't just be a jumble of random thoughts, but a structured, really persuasive journey for your reader.
To put these skills into practice, the curriculum lays out a highly relevant exercise for students. They tackle the heavily debated topic of homework in middle school. It asks learners to write one strong claim for this topic, list 3 supporting reasons, and then, just for contrast, write 1 weak claim. After that, students have to explain exactly why their strong claim is better, and finally, create a short outline for their argument using those 3 steps we just talked about. It's a really practical way the course helps students make these concepts their own.
Section 6, Education Rooted in Morality, the philosophical capstone. Let's wrap this up.
Let's connect these academic skills right back to the core philosophy of this series. The curriculum purposely intertwines faith with education, arguing that education without a moral compass can actually be harmful. Just think about it for a second. What is the point of being highly educated if you just continue to make unguided choices that hurt yourself or other people? Acquiring smarts without that moral foundation is ultimately viewed as dangerous here. The text makes the case that your arguments and the claims you make in life really need to be directed by a strong moral center.
The series points straight to Romans 8:6-7, highlighting the promise of peace of mind to everyone who stays spiritually grounded. It's a powerful reminder that arguing with clarity and conviction, when it's paired with a spiritually rooted mindset, is meant to lead to a profound and lasting peace of mind.
So, the next time you need to take a stand in life, ponder this. Will your arguments be built merely on trying to sound smart, or will they stand firm on the unshakable architecture of godly conviction? Let your yes be yes. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.